Welcome to the Remodeling Reimagined Podcast, the podcast that gives you an inside look at the remodeling industry from award-winning designers. On this week's podcast, Cindy Cipriani sat down with Kira Winsky from Bravas in Cherry Hill to discuss the latest trends in smart home technology. Without further ado, here is your host, Cindy Cipriani.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Remodeling Reimagined. You know, for this episode, we wanted to discuss smart homes. I mean, we've all been stuck in our home for over a year now, and you were probably wondering, how you can modernize your home and make it more tech efficient. I've heard great stories of families fighting over Wi-Fi and, kids not being able to connect to school and things like that. And even as, we get back to a little bit of normal, we want our homes to be more tech savvy. So why not bring in an expert? And that's exactly what we did. Whether it's a smart home for security, lighting, or just entertainment, this week I wanted to talk to our guest, Kira Winsky, and she is the Sales and Business Development Manager for Bravas, based out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Bravas delivers technology solutions to their clients when it comes to lighting, home theaters, home offices, and more. Kira, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Cindy. Thanks so much for having me.
Did I say your last name correctly?
Close.
Oh.
Winsky.
Winsky. Okay.
No problem.
Kira, let's get started. Maybe the best place to start is to tell our homeowners what a smart home entails and why homeowners should even consider it.
Yeah, so in the modern world, there's an absolute lot of talk about smart home and the technology that's behind it. There's a lot of different aspects to, residential technology. The most important of those, which you've already touched on, is a wired and wireless network. We have a lot of devices in our homes, our personal devices, as well as our appliances that connect to the internet. If they connect to the web, that's something that we should discuss with your clients. So the first thing is always to talk about network, because that's the main source of communication for all the subsystems. Then we start to branch out into environmental controls, which you mentioned as well, lighting control, automated shading. We also provide HVAC control, water quality and air quality monitoring, and even leak detection. Then there's the traditional AV aspects of what we do, distributed audio, television locations, home theater, and those not only are prevalent inside the house, but they're also prevalent outside the home these days. So if you're in the backyard and you want to listen to music or you want to have a family music night, we also need to make sure that you have great network and great resources out there as well.
Well, that's a lot. My mind is blown now. There's so much technology that you can put into your home to make it smart. But how would homeowners even know which devices work best together?
Yeah, that's a huge obstacle for homeowners, and it's a really great reason to consider talking to a professional when you're remodeling, when you're building a new house. There's lots of different products on the market, and they don't always all communicate together. We hear a lot of frustration in regards to consumer-facing products that when our clients, before they come to us and attempt to install consumer-facing products on their own, they get really frustrated. It's important to work with a professional who's done years of research to know which manufacturer's products communicate well and how they'll work together so that you can have the best experience. The technology is one thing. The most important part of what we do is the client experience at the end of the day.
So, what is a hub? And how does that relate to smart home technology?
So the word hub can really mean many things. You're probably used to thinking of a processor as a hub, and that's the basis, that's the point of communication for all of the technology within the home. Now, whether that's, the home for your network or a processor that's going to allow different systems in your home to communicate. For example, if you want your lighting system to be able to communicate with your audio system, when you come in the house in the afternoon and you bring the groceries in, you want the lights to come on and the music to come on to your favorite station, a processor of that nature allows all these different systems to communicate, and we want it to do that well.
That's amazing. We went to visited a smart home that was built that way, and it was just so relaxing to be able to walk in and have everything do things automatically. It was amazing. But what if you're like, we're remodelers, and what if your home isn't smart right now? What smart home products would you recommend just to start out with homeowners?
Great question. So a lot of the systems and subsystems that we provide, they offer both, new construction opportunities as well as retrofit or remodel opportunities. One of the most important things we're talking to clients about is lighting control. And the reason is this. A lot of the technology that has ended up in our phones and in our homes has really started in our cars. So lighting control is a great example and an easy way to begin that conversation. When you get in the car and it's dusk, your headlights come on. We no longer have to reach over and turn a knob to turn our headlights on when we get in the car or turn them off when we get out so that our battery doesn't die. That same technology is moving into the home. When you walk into your mudroom and your hands are full of groceries, wouldn't it be best if your lights automatically came on to the desired level for that specific time of day? This is why we begin to talk about lighting first with a lot of our clients, because the technology is progressing so quickly and it's becoming more of a utility.
Yes, I am old enough to remember cars that did not automatically do that. In fact, my son has an older car, and he was driving mine this weekend, and he said, "Are your lights automatically going from high beam to low beam?" And I said, "Yes." He's like, "Wow, my car's really old."
It's the same thing with the windows, right? Mom used to have to reach over to the passenger seat and roll down that window so that you could get a breath of fresh air when you were sitting in the back seat maybe. And now we're just used to being able to, make a quick tap right locally to be able to roll the windows down. So wouldn't we want to be able to do the same thing with the shades in our house as well?
That's amazing. I know, I just got smart shades and I love them, love them, love them. It was transforming. So how about devices like Alexa? There's Google Home. So do you recommend a specific software for these smart home devices, or is it like on a case-to-case basis with what the homeowner wants?
Again, another really great question, which I'm sure not only you and your staff are asking, but all of those homeowners out there are asking as well. There are numerous different platforms for residential technology control, and you did mention some of the most prominent ones in the consumer market. What we specialize in at Bravus is custom programming. And that's where also a lot of frustration tends to lie with homeowners who attempt a DIY solution. We work with numerous manufacturers who provide overarching control systems. And what that means is the hub that we talked about before. We're going to work with you to pick the best solution based on the systems in your house you're trying to control. Additionally, the user interface, where you go to access that system, is extremely important. We want there to be ease of use, we want it to be intuitive, and we want it to be easy for you to understand. So the combination of those two things helps us talk to our clients and your clients about what the right platform would be for them.
Great. But this big question is looming in the back of my head. What if the internet goes down? What happens to your smart house?
So that's a great question. The internet service provider we know locally, Comcast and Verizon mainly, their job is to get the service to your house. Once that service comes into your house, it's our job as an integrator to make sure that you have the right devices on the back end to provide the level of service that you're subscribing to outside of the home, that gets evenly distributed and is usable and supports all the systems that we install inside the home. Now, if Comcast or Verizon or the local internet service provider has an issue, of course, we're not going to be able to repeat that service inside of the house. So lots of the systems that we provide actually function on the local area network, which is why it's so important for us to install a robust system inside the home to support all the devices and all the systems. If the internet is to go down and you're not getting any service to your home, the local area network will still allow those devices to communicate.
That's great. It's a load off my mind. And so how about home security? I would think also that people are really concerned about that. How can you make your home a smart home security system?
Super question, and it's more than just your traditional monitored security alarm company. We can integrate those into our processor, as we talked about before, so that you're going to one place to control all the aspects of your home security. It's not just a monitored system. When we talk about lighting control and shades, those are also super important for safety and security. If that alarm gets tripped, we have the ability to flash the lights in the home, turn all the lights on inside to the highest level, raise the shades, really make somebody aware that we know what's happening there. Additionally, being able to turn the lights on or off when you may be on vacation automatically or when you choose to additionally provides a level of security. And for safety purposes, always coming home to a lit house is definitely a priority.
Yes, in remodeling, we always talk with our homeowners about all these different aspects of safety, even especially with lighting, because we don't want anyone to trip or fall. Also, I've noticed that as I've gotten older, I need more lighting. We just recently remodeled our house and our kitchen, and we added a lot of different lighting aspects to it, and I can't believe I was living in the dark for like 18 years. So
you're not alone.
It makes a huge difference. Now at night, I want to be in my kitchen because we have, the proper lighting, and now with some smart technology, it's so easy to use also. So can you elaborate a little bit more on smart lighting?
Absolutely. So it's not just the control of the light or the quantity of the light or the circuits that they're on. It also has a lot to do with the quality of the light. And this is something that people have realized very much during COVID. We've spent a lot of time in our homes. We're working from home. The kids are doing remote schooling. And we've noticed that we've been inside an awful lot. Thank goodness it's getting a little warmer out and we're getting to spend some time outside. However, with all the time that we spend inside, we really need to focus on not just how we're controlling the light, but the quality of that light. Are our LEDs good quality lighting? Do they have a great color rendering index? Which means if you look at an apple outside, are you going to see the same quality color that you see when you're looking under your indoor lights inside? So there's so many aspects to lighting and lighting control. And one of the most important reasons to talk about the quality of the light is not just, are you having a great experience? Does it make you feel more physically well? Is it exhilarating when you need to be focused and working? But are your fixtures actually communicating well with your lighting control systems? LED fixtures can be wonderful. They can provide us with great quality light, but they are a little bit harder to control. So the systems that we provide, we know that driver and that LED fixture is going to be compatible with our system. It's going to give you smooth dimming. There won't be any flicker. And we can dim down sometimes to 1%, which really gives our eye a better feeling for dimming. So there's a lot that goes into those lighting control systems, and we have the professionals to help you navigate all of that.
Yes, lighting has come so far. You mentioned the color of the lights. I put daylight light bulbs, LED light bulbs in my bathroom. What a difference. I'm now wondering what I looked like before when I used to put my makeup on with the other lights and then go out in the daylight. It's a little scary to think about. So now it's changed. But it's, that's another thing we talk about when we sit down with a homeowner, and being able to integrate all of this in the house is really amazing.
So you hit on a really important term of daylighting. And with the evolution of technology in lighting and lighting control and in the fixtures and in the control, we're able to provide daylighting within the home, which means the lighting that you see coming out of your fixtures can mimic the light that's happening outside. Now, if that helps you rise a little bit earlier in the morning or get to sleep a little bit better at night, that's definitely quality of life that we look to provide. Additionally, you mentioned your makeup. What if you're getting ready at 5 o'clock in the afternoon for a party that begins at 9, and you want to see what you're going to look like under that evening light? We have systems that allow for that to happen. The same fixture can provide noon daylight or it can provide evening candlelight to help you look your best, to help you sleep your best, and to really enhance your lifestyle.
Wow. That's next level. I want that. So all of this sounds like it would cost a lot of money. So are these smart home solutions, could they possibly save homeowners money?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the things we touched on before with, safety and security fall over into both energy conservation as well as, looking at how much energy we're using in the home for financial reasons. If it's easy enough for you to walk out the door at the end of the day and know that your thermostat is going to go to the preset level and then return to your return status a little bit before you get home, you're never going to have to adjust that thermostat again. If we can do the same thing with automated shades and kind of attempt to harvest that natural daylight in the daylight hours and warm the space, or maybe close those shades when it's too hot to help keep the space cool. All of these things have both financial benefits as well as environmental benefits. Same thing, of course, with lighting.
So there's so many advantages to looking into smart homes. And like Kira said, you really want to work with a professional because there's a lot to this, as you can hear. They have so many new ideas that they can introduce, and also even just hooking it up. I know how irritated my husband gets when he can't get something to work, on his phone, or something that's connected isn't working. But, that's DIY stuff, right? You really need the professionals. So thank you, Kira, for being here today on Remodeling Reimagined. Again, it's Kira Winsky from Bravis in Cherry Hill. And why don't you tell us how clients could reach out to you and get in touch?
Yeah, the best thing to do is take some time and head over to our website, www.bravis.com. We are a national company, but we have a local branch that services all of the Delaware Valley and beyond. And you're always welcome to reach out to me directly as well.
That's great. And, Bravis is a trade partner of ours here at Cipriani. And so it's something that we can coordinate when you're doing your home remodel to bring you just the best quality, things you can't even imagine to improve your lifestyle and improve the light and security of your home. So thank you so much. We will join you again on the next version of Remodeling Reimagined.
Once again, thanks for tuning in, everyone. And if you're looking to start a remodeling project, you can learn more about our design process at CiprianiRemodelingSolutions.com, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.